Alright, so in this video we'll see about creating, updating and deleting objects. So far we have been querying the data only, and now let's see how to insert the data or a record inside a database. Okay, so let's create a collection object and set its title to some video games. Okay, so I'll make a collection and collection equals to, I'll say collection. Okay, and then I'll set the title. So I'll write collection dot title. So I want to keep it as, let's say I want to keep it as video game. Okay, video game. All right, now it will have a featured product. Okay, so this featured product is an optional, so but I'll keep it over here. So I'll write collection dot featured product. Okay, underscore product, and this, what I'll do, I'll give a product and I'll give the ID to pk equals to 1. Okay, so here, because we have not set the ID of collection, Django will treat it as an insert operation and it will create a collection ID. Okay, so this is how you create a collection, and I have to save it also. So I'll write collection dot save. Okay, so this will create a collection over here. There is another method also for doing this. You can directly write things over here, so you can just give it as title equals to so and so, and like that you can insert it over here. But this method is not preferred because when you make changes in the model classes, it will not be reflected over here. So that is why this particular way of creating is a far better way. All right, then second thing is that you can also create by using create method. So I can I can write collection. Okay, collection equals to I can write collection, okay, dot objects, okay, dot create, and then you can enter the parameter over here. Okay, so this way you can create it. All right, so now for timing I'll just delete it. I'll save this. Okay, and I'll go back to my browser. Now you go over here, you can see the query, insert query over here. So here you have a query for inserting a new value over here. All right, second thing what we are going to see is how to update the objects. Okay, so update the collection, we need to set the ID or primary key of collection. So if you go in the data grid, and over here if you go to the store collection, you can see over here we have a new ID called 11 for video games, which we have created. Now if I want to rename this, if I want to make changes, then I'll have to insert it over here. So I'll write pk equals to, I'll give the data as 1. So I'll write pk equals to 1, 11. Okay, then this pk would be 11, and then over here if I want to change it to some, let's say I want to put games. Okay, and then I want to set this featured product as none, so I'll write none. Then I save this. All right, okay, now you can go to your browser and refresh it. You can come over here. Here you can see that here you have a query wherein store collection ID we have selected as 11 and title we have set it as games. Okay, so this is how you set the title. Now let's say you don't want to include title over here. So what happens in Django, even if you don't want to create a title over here, don't want to give, it will still create a title as a blank string. Okay, and that is how Django object relational mapper works. So even if you don't want, it will still have a title. Now how we can update a particular thing over here. So let's say you want to update some particular field only, and you don't want to update anything else. So you can simply write it as collection, okay, dot objects. Okay, and then you have to filter out. Okay, so you have to write filter. Here you have to mention pk equals to, let's say 11. I'm selecting. Okay, Then what you want to update, that you have to write. So you write update. Okay, and then you want, let's say you want to update the feature product to none. So I'll write featured underlines product, okay, equals to none. All right. Now one thing you have to remember over here is, if you don't mention this pk equals to 11 over here, what will happen? It is going to change the feature product of entire thing to none. Okay, so that you have to ensure that you want to make changes to that to a particular field, then you will have to mention that particular id over here. If you don't mention it, it will make changes in the entire sections. So this is how you make insertion and you make updates of objects which are there in this field. Now last thing we will see over the deletion. Okay, so I'll just delete this. Okay, now for deleting things, we can simply use as collection dot delete, and this will delete the entire thing. Okay, so we have two methods. We can delete the multiple objects, or we can delete the single objects. So if I write collection pk11, and if I want to delete this, I'll write collection, okay, dot delete, and this will delete this particular collection. Now let's say I want to delete a collection whose id is greater than 5, all the collections whose id is greater than 5. So for that purpose, what I can do, I will just write it over here as collection dot, I'll say objects, okay, and then over here what I'll do, I'll filter out. So I'll filter, and I'll say, let's say id double underscore greater than gt equals to 5, okay, and then dot delete. So this will delete all the things, all the collection whose id is greater than 5. So this is how you delete the multiple objects and single objects. All right, so that's all for this lecture, guys, and I'll see you next lecture. Next lecture we'll see about transactions. So thank you so much for watching me, and I'll see you next video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more updates. Signing off.